Barney, Imogen, good to see you both. Thanks so much for your time.
Hi, thanks for your time.
Because every time you go back for a second season, you have a lot of questions, and I'm wondering, like, what is something you're kind of thinking about the most when you start getting those scripts for the first time for season 2 of the Buccaneers, given how everything kind of ended in season 1?
You're looking at the character arc, and you're looking at. I mean, it's generally like, particularly with this show, it's very exciting because the scripts are very good. So it's a bit like getting the next, installment of a comic book series that you really like, and you're like, okay, like what happens next?
But you don't see the whole season as you're shooting. You get the scripts like as you go, so you're really like, you don't know where it can go.
That's always a tough one, right? Because it's like sometimes they give you everything right away, and sometimes you get nothing.
Yeah, it's limited. So you're like, oh, this is what happens. So you did not see that coming.
And Barney, you did something like that last year too in my interview, where I asked you a question and you were just like, no, just kidding. So I should have saw that coming, that you were gonna ask me.
He's dry.
I'm
dry British
I'm a
humour.
dry wit. You know what I mean? I'm rapier sharp. Watch out.
Barney, I do want to kind of ask as well. It's tough when you have a show like this, because there's so many kind of amazing kind of elements that kind of stand out. But one that really does stand out, in my opinion, is the costumes, right? And I feel like I was kind of one of those things. I was like, that was a standout in season 1, and it's kind of one of those like, how are they going to up it in season 2? And they did. So I'm just wondering, what was it like for you when you saw all the costumes for the first time, specifically on the ferry and everything? What was that like for you, Barney?
I mean, the costumes are amazing. They really are like extraordinary costumes, and I think that's across the board. I think for me, it's always like they are often sort of reflective of the journey that you're going on as a character. So I think it's been nice for me in season 2, because all my season 1 costumes were quite like austere and buttoned up and imposing, and I'm buttoned up. He's a bit more like imposing, and he's more disheveled in season 2, and then sort of tries to pull it back. So it's nice to see the reflection of the internal states of the character in their clothes.
Oh, absolutely. Imogen, I'm curious, because period pieces involves you for a role going back in time, and there's going to be a lot of kind of elements in regards to that, right? The costumes, the sets, all of that. What is that preparation like for you? And you can even answer this with season 1, going back in time for a role, so to speak. Is there like kind of certain music you're listening to? Are you researching certain things? Like, I'm curious about that specifically.
Yeah, well, I think what is so good about the show is all the kind of themes that exist in today's society also existed then. But on top of that, you have all these limitations as, being a woman or being in society at that time. So you can kind of imagine how hard it was, and you're corseted up and you feel really like repressed, even in your costume. That does a lot of the work for you. And then, you can kind of just imagine how shitty it was, actually.
Okay. My words? Okay.
I think, to me, I'm just really glad that I was not born in that era.
Absolutely. And I do want to kind of also say super quickly, Barney, just before we wrap up, do you find, like, when you have a show that's so big like this, like, do you ever think about kind of objects or settings as their characters, specifically like the balls, the fairies, or like certain costumes as their like as a character? I always find that interesting, right? Like when there's a big kind of object or a set, right? Like, do you ever think about them as characters?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like places have characters, don't they? And they tell you a lot about the people who are within them, and I think then the people project that onto them. And I think clothes have a character, and I think, I mean, I'm trying to think of like objects in the show. Like, I think Seadown's got a pocket watch, which is just a kind of very small detail, but it always sort of made sense of how he thinks about the world and order and imposing time on things and that kind of. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure that's a very good answer, but
no, it's a great answer. Absolutely. And I can't wait for people to see season 2 of the Buccaneers on Apple TV+. Great to see you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
See you later.
You.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.